Whether you're a lifelong keeper or just getting started, help us encourage responsible keeping, conservation, and public education in the interest of keeping our reptiles safe and healthy as we protect them for future generations. You're invited to spend time with us as we experience these awesome animals together on Intrepid Exotics. Hey, we made it. Made it to another Saturday. How's everybody doing? Let me do a couple quick checks. Make sure my graphics card's not going to flash on me. Okay, we're good. All right. Hope everybody's been doing good. Let me get some banners up. As you guys can see from the thumbnail on this, we have a guest with us tonight. A lot of you guys probably saw the video we put out. God, I think it was yesterday, right? Yeah, yesterday. Amy and I had a great time talking, getting that video out there, kind of getting her introduced to a lot of new people. And and we thought it'd be fun to just come on and chat on a live stream as well. So let me get some banners going. I'm going to get Amy's up there as well. Okay, I guess I can only run one at a time. So that's what we're going to do. So over here to the comments, see who's with us. Tara's here. How you doing? I know Tara's been excited. Okay. Erica's with us. It's still a little bit early. I know a lot of folks are going to take a little bit of time coming in, especially anybody that may be out in Western North Carolina, because it is rough out there. We got really lucky. I'm in Central North Carolina here. Man, I was watching a lot of the videos coming out of it. I actually posted one on Facebook earlier today. They are really hurting. So if you've got any friends that are out in the Western North Carolina area, Eastern Tennessee, you call them and check on them, because could be pretty rough. So are you about ready, Amy? Get her out here. I'm going to go ahead and just put her on the stage. I know she's wanting to keep up with the chat and everything like that. There we go.
Hello. I'm so glad to be here. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. It's nice to have a co-host. To help me carry the evening. So yeah, it's been a long time. And the last actual person we had on was Bob Bledsoe when he came on. Had a lot of fun there. That was a great night. And I'm sure we got plenty of stuff to talk about tonight. Especially I'm actually going to make up for lost time, because not only is Amy going to be co-hosting with me, but I've got another co-host back here under that red lid saying I was going to get out forever, and I finally remembered to do it tonight. So one of our snakes that doesn't get a whole lot of attention. So let's see who's with us. Erica's here. Kara made it. Good to see ya. Rachel, hello. She says, Amy, I love all the zebra plants behind you.
Thank you.
Yeah, Amy has got an awesome setup over there. She really does well for these emeralds. So
thank you.
And for those of you guys that haven't, you know what? We got enough people on. Go ahead, just introduce yourself. Let everybody know that doesn't know you what it is that you do.
I'm Amy Benzi from Happy Basin, and I handle emerald tree boas. I have a beautiful group of emerald tree boas that I love, and I handle them quite often. I use them as ambassadors because I don't know any better, and it's just what I do. So I really enjoy sharing my animals, and that is what I do, is share my animals.
Yeah, he does. You guys, for those of you guys that haven't followed Amy and what she does, definitely go check her out. I've got her links for everything for YouTube and Facebook out here. I have always got a lot of respect for anybody that puts our animals in a really good light with people, and does a lot to help quell those irrational fears that people have about snakes. And even within the reptile community, everybody's afraid of emerald tree boas anyway, because they've got those huge teeth and they're just menacing, and it's really cool that that you're able to yeah, like I said, just put those in that positive light that we so need, especially with all the craziness that goes on here lately. See, Mike Duvall is here. Good to see you. No, Charlie, I didn't get Charlie this time. I've got Apollo tonight. So he'll be coming out in just a second.
Thank you.
Matter of fact, let me go ahead and get him out because I know he was really jonesing to come hang out. Wow.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, bud. Come on. Well, come on. I know you didn't want to go on the box in the first place.
I can't see anything. It's right in my face.
He'll be out on his own in a second. So yeah, and also really big thanks out to Larry because a couple days ago when we got started here, we was having some audio issues and stuff, and he's done a bang up job of getting all your camera and audio and stuff like that set up. You guys are really on point over there now with that.
Yes. I'll tell you what, Larry's a great tech guy. There's so much technology in this house you can't even begin to imagine. And I don't even know how to turn the TV on. There's one TV, I don't even know how to turn it on. Thank you.
Oh my God.
Thank you.
Jeez. None of these guys get any lighter as they get older, I swear. You good, bud? You're not going to choke me out on a live stream, are you? Are we good?
Wow, what a beauty. No wonder everybody wanted to see him so bad.
Yeah, he's my male berm. He was one I picked up, and he wasn't in a really great condition either when I got him. I mean, he fit in a 4-foot enclosure back then. He's grown quite a bit. But man, that thing was nasty, and he was covered in mites. Yeah. And just really dirty. Got him back, got him treated, and after his first, good God, bud, he's really trying to hang on to my neck. We gotta work on this. Come on, bud.
I'm gonna wake mine up shortly.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll need to get my green tree out at some point. Just
That's not me.
calling me, and I can't live stream.
I wish the comments like came through in your ear, like you could hear what it says and you didn't have to try to read it.
Oh, I know, right? Yeah, let me see. Oh, yeah, I didn't send him the link. Ha!
You didn't send the link to who? Oh,
Yeah.
to your friend?
Sending it over to Greg, and I forgot. I guess I forgot to send the link.
Oh, the zebra plants. Yeah, you guys mentioned these plants back here. These are all fake plants. And when I first got my emeralds, I had spent so much money and bought all these fake plants. And I was going to put them all in the enclosure and make it beautiful. And then one of my mentors said, if they snap at food and they take that artificial plant and digest it, it's not going to be good. So now I make sure I only use live plants, which really helps with humidity. And I make sure that they're either none or very low toxin where it would have to be ingested day after day. So that's my little tidbit about putting fake plants in there.
Yeah, it's always been my concern with bioactives because you always hear that certain plants are dangerous or certain ones will kill your animals. So, of course, I mean, I could kill plants quick enough on my own. I can rescue reptiles all day long, man, but plants.
Well, Larry says when I'm gone in the jungle and he has to take care of this whole house for weeks, so he has 2 full-time jobs. And he said the plants surpass all the animals combined. And as far as, time and care.
Right. Yeah, they had the expo that was going on down in Charlotte. It was actually a reptile and plant both expo, so they had some pretty cool stuff. Had some orchids that we picked up out there, so we're gonna start researching and getting some different kinds of orchids and getting some cool orchid displays set up at some point.
Yeah, I want to try orchids again. I had some back when I first started this jungle room, and they lived for over a year, and I was really proud of them.
Mm-hmm.
And then I just lost them. So, but I think I could do a lot better now because that was a while back, and I've really progressed in my plant carrying skills.
Right. This guy, what are you doing?
How much does he weigh? Do you know?
12 foot. He should be about 40 pounds.
Wow. And how long have you had him?
Oh, I've had him 5, 6, 7 years, something like that.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. It's been a while. Yeah. So, I mean, he's an older berm. He was probably already about 4 years old when I got him, if I had to guess. So he's just about as big as he's going to get. He's not going to get a whole lot bigger. But,
and his temperament, was it like that when you got him?
Oh, yeah.
Sweet?
He's always been really chill and real easy to work with. This is one of the ones where when I go downstairs to feed, if it's his day to eat, I'll offer food through there, and a lot of times he'll nudge the food out of the way and crawl out onto my shoulder.
He just wants to come out.
Yep.
Yeah.
I've gotten to the point where I've got to open it just enough to get the rabbit in there and just squeeze it in there and then keep bumping his face with it until he finally decides he's gonna let himself eat. But it's your weekend to eat now, isn't it?
I feel like some of them definitely look forward to their time out and about.
Yeah.
I know Tara has Tara's little Sweeney. That little snake, she sent me pictures today. It slithered right down the hallway and up her legs, like
really?
Trying to get back up on her. It was so cute. She probably doesn't want to post it because she was in her boxer shorts and barefoot and stuff, you know. But it was the cutest picture ever, Tara. Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah, Tara's got some really cool animals. That's one thing I really like about doing the Zoom calls after this is, you know, getting able to see what everybody keeps and stuff like that. It's always a lot of fun.
I love it when we're all just sitting around holding our snakes. Well, speaking of that, I mean, it was unbelievable. Last week after this live feed of yours, and we all got to go on your Patreon Zoom chat, it was incredible because we're all just holding our snakes and talking about their personalities and chatting about life. And I was holding 2 of my emeralds, Cassius Clay and Jormungandr, and I was just holding them in my hands for hours, literally, and they were just sitting relaxed. And then I turned my arms around, and those snakes were courting, as mating as they could possibly be without actually being locked up. So I put them together that night, and they stayed locked up for days until I fed them and separated them.
Right.
So it's just amazing what can go on those Zoom meetings.
Yeah, I know. It really makes me want to start recording some of them.
Man, I was so disappointed you didn't have that on video. Like, I had it on my surveillance video I have in here, but I showed you the picture. It was so far away you couldn't even see anything.
Right.
But I have the story and all the friends that were there to experience how comfortable the snakes were.
Right. Yeah, and it's one of those things where I could probably film all of the rest of those Patreon calls and never have anything like that happen again.
No more snake sex live. No more live snake sex. It never happens again.
Right. Well, it's funny. The only times I've been bit, I mean, outside, well, no, I mean, I was recording with Niles. It's kind of funny because the last 3 times I've been bitten by anything, there was a camera running.
Yes, that's how I got bit in the face by ISIS. I had that hot camera.
Yeah. It was funny because, God, it'd been years since I'd really been tagged by anything. And then, of course, I was recording Niles, and that day he got a hold of me. And the next one after that was when Bob, on a live stream, I had him out, and he decided to tag me in the face, which was really funny. That was just Bob, though. He's a little guy. He was about halfway through his socialization when he did that. And then I think it was that same night on the Patreon call when I went into Lilith's enclosure a little too quick and she tagged me in the hand. What are you doing?
Wouldn't that be interesting to know if you were agitated that day and you just maybe don't remember, or something was going on and the snake sensed your...
It could have been.
I mean, to get two in one day in one short period like that.
Oh, no, it wasn't in the same day.
Oh.
Yeah, those were just the last 3 bites I'd taken.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, but I mean, that may have been the case with Lilith because it's been a pretty trying last couple months, but it's getting better. It helps spending a lot of time out in the woods.
All right, I just happened to look right on here and I just read one question and it said, how can I get a chill ETB or even a Basin ETB if I can afford it? So since I just popped on that question right after Tara saying that was rad, I think Tara should call me and I could put my earbud in and she could read me all these messages so I don't have to look at my iPad.
We're getting there. I check all of these.
You're slacking, bro. Slacking.
I'm slacking every day. I always get behind on.
All right, well, I'll answer that question. Let me answer that question.
Yeah,
way down. There are a lot of messages. There's no way you're catching up.
You want to bet? I've been doing this a long time. I'll catch up.
I just want to answer that.
Yeah.
As far as the ETBs and the basins and affording a basin, a lot of people know, Erica and Tara and anybody who's talked to me regular totally knows that I push the northern emerald tree boas. I have way more experience with wild northerns than I have with captive Batisi. My only experience with the basins are these 7 and now 8 basins that I have here in my jungle room. But my experience with wild is more than 4 times that amount. So wild northerns, in my experience, have the exact same sweet temperament, and these are wild out there. As long as you give these animals things to explore and be curious about, and just like you would give a dog toys or a cat toys, you find out, offer them lots of little stuff and see what they respond to and give them more of that. And then pretty soon you'll just want to keep giving them more, like people who have 20 dog toys, you know. It's just the way it is. So if you want your ETB to be tamed, don't shy away from a northern. In my experience, they have just the same temperament. And if you want any of them to be tamed, just keep offering them enrichment and they'll start enjoying you coming around to see them. Just like Tim just said about his baby there, sometimes he doesn't even want to eat. He just wants to engage.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, once you spend enough time working with them, and they really get to the point. And people talk about anthropomorphizing and all that, but I mean, this guy enjoys coming out, and don't you? Like a lot. You're like the guy that just crawls right out on my shoulders and stuff. And I really like taking him out too, because I don't know if you was watching the day that I had Monty, my 17-foot retic out here. I thought she was gonna wear me out. She's a tough snake to have on a live stream. Let's see, Sam made it. How you doing? I'm gonna try and catch up on these really quick. Nicole said she loves the video that we did together. It had such amazing snakes. Yes, she does. She's got those emeralds.
Thank you.
Just amazing. Tara said she might have a chance to get the world's first super dwarf bat eater.
Ooh, a bat eater. What are you going to feed it? What do they eat?
No, they eat rodents, same as everything else. But that was just the name they give it. It's a Burmese retic hybrid. So that's what they called the hybrid on that one. Let's see. Hey, Megan's here. How you doing? See, I'm trying to catch up on these. Da-da-da-da. Where we at? Oh, yeah. Okay. I see that where Sean was.
Who's RW or RO?
We
Thanks
was.
for that. They said I'm the goat. I don't think I ever have been called a goat before. But the funny thing is I just recently even learned what that means. So thank you.
Sam said Apollo's beautiful. How long is he? Thought maybe I was going to bring the hog out. I do need to bring the hog out at some point too, because she's so entertaining. My hog nose is one of my most entertaining snakes. She'll put up a fight coming out, and then she'll chill out, and then she'll just randomly decide she wants to kill me, and it's amazing. She's a great snake. Yeah, Rachel says I'm good at catching up on all the chatter.
I just read that one too.
I've got to, because a lot of times I got to sit here and try and think of something to say, and I lean on the audience. So I'll just keep going through here, making sure I don't miss anybody. And
You have your strategy. I didn't know.
Jay, it's good to see you, buddy.
Tara, I'm glad you're going to be looking for a northern. I'm glad.
See, hey, D is with us. See ya. Hey, Caesar's on. Hello. Hope you guys have fared through the storms fairly decent down there. I honestly think from everything I've seen, man, it really looks like Western North Carolina got slammed worse than even the Gulf Coast did. Now, it's terrible out here. Panthers with us. Good to see ya. Gerald, hello. See, I got caught up.
Yep, you sure did. That was really quick, too.
Let's see. Oh, Denise got a new boa coming Tuesday. Oh, here we go. We got babies out now.
This is Zoltus. He's the same one that was on your video.
Yeah.
So right now, I only have 2 males that are in heat, I call them, because they're trying to breed with the females that did not eat the other night. So they literally just ate. So I have Zoltus and Cash, who I can hold tonight. Which, if you guys have seen me on other podcasts, I usually like to take all of them out. But I can't do that tonight.
Yeah, that's something. It's so funny, man, to see, you guys sitting there with 5 or 6 emeralds out, just relaxing, cruising around.
Yeah, when it's really fun when I let them go up on the vines. I love to, because as I'm using them usually, and I just let them go up as I talk about them and hold them. And then by the time the podcast is over, the whole vines are filled with them. And after it's all said and done, I love to just turn the lights off and then come back in here and turn the lights on and photograph them in the vines. It's
right. Yeah, it's one of the things. It's so hard. It's so hard here because it just got such limited space, especially when you're trying to film videos and stuff like that with them. So it's really hard.
And from now on, when I do cool stuff like that, I can just put it straight on live now that I know, because I take so many videos and pictures and they just sit, because it takes so much time to put all that together. So now with doing live feeds, I can just do it, and if somebody wants to watch it, they can watch it raw. Yeah. I'm so lazy. No, not really. It's a lot of work.
No, I mean that's one thing that's really great about lives is the fact that, like if we was to be on his live stream for an hour, and then if I was to do the same content and transfer it over to a video, it'd take me an extra 3 hours of just editing it out, taking away all my ohs and ums, and every time I forget what I'm gonna say or talk like I got a mouthful of marshmallows.
Yeah, that's what Larry says. He tells me I can do great on a live video, but when I'm recording a video, and I know there's the option to improve it, I will just keep trying to improve it. So
yeah, there comes, because typically because of like time constraints and just needing to get some stuff out, I'll record it, I'll come straight up here, upload it, edit it, and then publish it just as soon as I get done with it. So it's all just one straight through process. I think the quickest I've ever done it is maybe an hour and a half for a 10-15 minute video or something like that. But so yeah, I just do not have the time to really go into the production video, all the production and all that other stuff. I don't even script it. It's all just right off the top of my head. Like, let's talk about this today.
So I'll tell you guys about Zaltis.
Yeah.
Zaltis is a 7-year-old Basin emerald tree boa, scientifically known as the Corellius batisi. And you can see that Zaltis has that beautiful green stripe that the Basins are known for. But I'll tell you that in the wild, you very rarely find a Basin with a stripe. Only in some areas you might find them. And in a very few areas, most of the batisi have a stripe, which I'm going there next month.
Oh, cool.
Brazil. He's 7 years old, and he was a holdback from Steve Volk, who is a very big name in emerald tree boa breeding. And he was part of Steve Volk's black line, because there are some of these animals that are actually completely black where the green is. And that's a very coveted characteristic because it's so rare and unique. So Zaltis actually hails from a black line. And since he didn't start showing signs of those characteristics when he was 3 years old, Steve Volk adopted him out to me. Yay.
Good choice. That looks like a happy snake.
He's super sweet.
And Tara was asking, where did the name come from?
The name Zaltis came from, I really enjoy, as Tara is currently studying, is ancient cultural civilizations. She's doing mythology, which is where most of my names came from, was ancient civilization mythology entities. And Zaltis was an entity in the Mesopotamian culture of ancient times of a green snake that represented health, wealth, fertility, and everything good. And the people would put bowls of milk out, and if they could lure the green snake into their house, that meant that they were going to have all of the goodness that I just mentioned and more. Really? So Zaltis was actually a god of the Mesopotamian culture that was depicted as a green snake. So here is Zaltis, which I'm really surprised there aren't more green snakes named Zaltis. I've never even heard of it.
Right.
Thank you for asking, Tara.
And it was funny because I actually had just watched the Harry Potter series over the last week or two for the first time. Never watched it before. So I was missing all of the snake references that they made in that thing until I got to actually sit down and watch it. I seen so. Oh yeah, it's funny. I was watching this today, dude. Alex said he's seen me on Dave Kaufman's. Dave put out the video today on the Charlotte show, and I was looking through there, and he was talking to Jeremy Turgeon because I was hanging out around Jeremy's stand where he had him in the USARK stand out there, and he could see Ruth and I in the background looking at all the birds. He was sitting here watching it. I was like, we're on here.
Oh.
I was like, somebody is going to send me a message saying, of course, you're at a reptile expo and you're standing there looking at birds. All right, bud.
Yeah, if anybody's going to Tinley next month, I'll see you there. And if there's anybody here who's going to be at Animal Con in Orlando next week, I'll be there too. So hit me up if you guys are out there and come and say hi.
Awesome. Yep. I was hoping maybe I'll be able to make it out there to that this year, but that's going to be a no-go. Got too much other stuff that we got to take care of.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Caesar found it necessary to point out the fact that I'm working harder than you.
Yes, I have a much smaller animal, but he is very active tonight.
Yeah. Yeah, and this is come on, buddy. Get off the shoulder. That's a bad thing about being on camera, because of course you don't want them around your neck all the way. But it's kind of difficult when you got such a little enclosed space right here trying to work with them in. So I got to kind of break my own rule a little bit. Don't worry, I won't make everybody watch me get choked out on air.
Well, I saw somebody said the most interesting live thing they ever saw was when you got bit. So, I mean, the fans might love it.
That was it. Probably would. I know some of them definitely would. It was so funny when Bob got me too. Like I said, we was about halfway through working with him, and I had him out showing everybody. He was sitting on my shoulder, and I looked over. He was essed up on my shoulder, just staring at me. And I looked at him, and I said, "Don't even think about biting me." As soon as I looked back to the camera, he slammed me in the face. Like,
and how big is Bob?
Oh, he's my little Sri Lankan. He's maybe 2.5 foot, something like that. So yeah, he's not a really big boy, but he's kind of a crowd favorite because he started off as such a jerk, and has done so much better now.
Sweetie, I'll take Cautious Clay now. Thank you. Sorry, go on then.
My mother made it. Good to see you.
Hello, Mother.
She's not.
Hello, Tim's mother. There. I have a brother named Tim, so Tim's mother is my mother. Is that transferable?
Sam was saying live streams are great. You never know when snakes are going to turn it into porn, or I'm going to get tagged in the face. Hey, Carla made it. You guys are doing good out there. Carla's got some gorgeous animals as well. Yeah. Tara said that was a wonderful name.
Thank you. I really love that name. I think it's my favorite name in my jungle room, and I have a lot of favorite names. But Zaltus is my favorite.
Get over here. He's starting to get antsy now, and he wants to start climbing all over the desk.
Yes, Zaltus is very antsy, but much easier to manage. So I have these two males who are both in heat. I don't know what the term would be for snakes that are trying to, like Tim's mom said, do porn everywhere. But these two guys are both trying to mate. And I've always let all of my snakes go together. I rain shower all of them together. They all get out and travel together. And I've never, ever had a negative encounter between them until very recently.
Really?
Until just right before the babies were born, Cash started doing stuff. And I thought maybe it was because of Isis's pregnancy and him being the father. And I knew that was kind of far-fetched. But now I know it's because the snake that I thought was a male was a female, and he's been trying to get out there. So I'm holding these two, and I'll just be watching them to see if there's any negative interaction.
Come on, buddy.
Or aggressive interaction, I should say. This doesn't mean it's negative. It just is what it is.
Somebody wants to wrestle.
You know what would be helpful? If you could point the camera down a little bit so I don't have to hold the sticks up so high. Maybe just a little. And get that crystal up
Erica
here.
was saying if she hadn't watched Harry Potter yet either.
I don't know how much of it I've watched.
Never even really dawned on me until I was sitting there flipping through Netflix, and I was like, I don't think I've ever actually watched that. So,
I read them all, but I don't know what I watched.
Danita was, I guess that was when we was talking about the birds. Danita said she had an African gray.
There he goes.
Those are awesome.
There you go. He just tried to jump on Zaltis and wrap him up.
Really?
Yep. He's so aggressive. It's crazy that he just started being like that. He doesn't do anything to me.
Yeah.
But when it comes to the other snakes, he's been jumping on him and trying to wrap him up. It's a brand new behavior.
Huh.
So,
yeah. I mean, you'll see that sometimes with retics. They'll get they get into breeding mode and they'll get a little punchy sometimes.
Are you punchy? Is that what's going on? You're all punchy?
Oh, where we at?
So I'm really excited because I have the one snake that I don't know, 5 years old, if he or she is a male or female. So, but she just ate and she's blue. I don't know. We adopted him as a he.
Right.
Oh, look at him. All right, love, you better get Zaltis because look at Cash. He is going crazy. That is really interesting behavior. Can you guys see him? Oh, I meant to hold him on the camera. All right, get him.
Yeah, they don't want to share the stage, I don't think.
Wow. Zaltis doesn't mind. He's real laid back. But this one used to be laid back.
Mm-hmm.
But people change, don't they? And you're just a little green people. Wow. So yeah, it's really interesting to see this behavior. Now, I know what he wants. He wants to get over there with that one that he was with on your show last time.
Yeah.
So we better just put him in there. Yeah. Yeah. I've never seen that. So the interesting thing is I have that one, I don't know a male or female, so I'm going to put him in there. And if he attacks it, it's a male, and if he mates it, it's a female.
Yeah, see, that's why I'm not going to breed. It's a big reason why I don't want to breed. Because I've seen some. Yeah, mine. I mean, I could breed my retics, but I've seen too many really nasty injuries. I've seen a couple snakes die because of the attacks that they took when they were breeding. So I was just like, I don't want any part of that.
Was that you that posted that reticulated python eating another one during breeding?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. I think that was a long time ago. I shared that one, and it's resurfaced since then. Somebody else had kind of shared it, and it's getting more traction. But yeah, it showed a reticulated python cannibalizing another one that it was supposed to be breeding with. So yeah, you can never tell. There's always some kind of freak stuff to happen with them.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I don't know. I couldn't live with myself if I tried breeding my two together and something happened. One of them, got the ass of the other one and decided to kill him.
Mm-hmm. That would be devastating.
Oh, I had just seen something about that. Rachel was talking about Jerry Wolf's black dragon that had just died. I didn't watch that video yet, but apparently she said it was from a breeding mishap. Yeah, it's pretty common with some different monitor species. I've seen quite a few of those that get attacked and are injured when you try and breed them. And yeah, Kevin had lost one too. God, what was it that he was breeding? I know somebody will spit it out, and then I'll think about it in just a second. What was it he was breeding? Somebody shoot it out there, but he was breeding this one species, and I think one of them cannibalized the other one. Now, it wasn't a mangrove that I'm thinking of. I want to say it was a Bolin's. I think it was his Bolin's when he tried putting them in there. So, Sam said he's glad to see everybody made it through the storm. Yeah, we've got we didn't have nothing out here except just a little bit of rain. So yeah. So Eric was saying, I guess he did lose a mangrove as well, but I remembered him talking about the Bolins. What are you doing?
That would feel so good. I want a big snake. We're not allowed to have those big snakes here. I actually know where there's one like that, and they have to adopt them to Texas because
Really?
you're not allowed to have them here. Yeah.
Okay.
But it's, I don't know the different kinds of snakes, but it's a really big one with that light colored, just like that.
Really? Yeah. He's a goofball. He's got all kinds of energy now that he's out. I'm going to have to put him back in the tub here in a second. Else I'm not going to be able to focus on anything except him.
Wow, he's so beautiful. Look at the size of his head.
Oh, yeah. He's a good boy.
Does that make you want a big snake? Yeah.
Yeah, he's just a regular old albino berm. I didn't mean regular like that. I mean, you're special. These guys are great, though. They're a little bit easier to manage than the retics are. You know, the males don't get huge as a general rule. Of course, like I said that about the male retics not getting huge too, and mine's 16 feet. So.
Well, what kind of snake is that? I thought that was a Burmese python.
Yep. Yeah, that's why he's a little bit thicker than my retics are.
Wow.
And he's a hugger too. And you pick him up and he's like, if I was standing up, he'll wrap his body around me and just hang on, so I really don't have to carry him too much. That's up and down. I'm trying to keep his head on camera. He's just intent on hanging on around my neck. Which is exactly why we tell people to be really careful if you got a snake around your neck.
Yes. Well, you mentioned the cell phone thing earlier, and as soon as you mentioned it, I thought of another story, and it was that my friend who does take care of the animals at the house where that big python is. I don't know if it's that kind or another kind, but it's a real big albino one like that. Right. And he was videoing. He opened the thing and he was videoing the animal, and it came out and attacked his phone and got his hand. The whole thing's still on video because the animal got the phone and the hand trapped together like a sandwich, you know, and then instantly wrapped him. So it was really a big thing because they do have a rule not to touch the big ones alone, but he hadn't planned on taking it out, but he had that cell phone, so the snake came out. Yeah,
probably just picked up on his hand, and whatever's in your hand is going with it.
Well, those guys don't pick up on heat.
Well, yeah, they do, and they pick up, but your hand generates more heat than a cell phone does.
Well, when ISIS bit me, my cell phone had been running for 2 hours. Mine was really hot.
Really?
I know for sure ISIS went after my phone.
If they're running for a long time, in general, just pick it up. He'd pick up on the heat from my hand before my phone. But all of them will pick up on that heat from your hand. You see, Tara said I made her nervous right there with Apollo. Yeah, see, like with him, I don't worry about it when his head's right here and I've just got that first couple feet of him like around my shoulders like that, because like I said, if he starts hanging on too tight, I can just come in here. I'm close enough to the end of him where I can start rolling him off, and he's not a big enough snake to where he's really gonna where I'm not gonna be able to move him if I absolutely need to. So I don't worry too much about it, but he is kind of strong, so it does take a little effort sometimes.
Larry put Cassius clay at the bottom of Jormungandr's house, and it's 6 feet tall. And he's just been slithering in and out of the vines, getting up there.
Yeah.
Yep, he's definitely gonna get him some tonight.
Snakes are so dirty. You guys.
These guys are so romantic though, because they swirl their tails for hours and hours. They're so caressive. I don't know if that's a word, but
nice. Oh man, I think we're all caught up. That's awesome. Let's see. Seen something. Yeah. Sean was saying it was a beautiful ETB.
Thank you.
Yeah, the contrast to that green and yellow on them is just amazing.
Yeah. Seriously, I just posted some pictures of Cassius Clay and Zaltis, and it was at night after their lights had gone off, and so it just like picked up. It just looked really beautiful. The contrasts were so beautiful. Yes, that's what we said. You're so beautiful and sweet.
Let's see. I'm gonna pull up. Give me a second. I might have to wait until I put him back to pull up the USARK thing. Because he's
so a discussion that I like to have, I was looking forward to having was about people's different opinions about touching and holding your reptiles, especially for me in the situation with these kinds of animals. And when I introduced myself and I said that the reason I handle my animals is because I'm ignorant or whatever, I don't know if I use that word because I don't know any better, is because I got these animals, if you guys watch the video, with the sole intention of having something to handle and interact with.
Right.
So I didn't know about, I mean, I did, of course, I did research and I read all about them, but I didn't care. I was going to do it anyway.
Right.
So, you know, in different communities, people feel different ways. Like, for example, in the reptile breeding community and the emerald community, people feel very strongly about hands off the reptiles, especially animals like emeralds. And they have reasons. They are green. They try to hide. Why would they want to be touched? And then we have, which I'm so grateful for you guys, are the communities that see these animals as pets, as things that can actually transfer and feel and receive love.
Right.
And I'm so grateful for this group of people that you have attracted, because you guys saved my life. I mean, I felt so, you know, like it was wrong. And you guys just really helped me see that touching my reptiles and loving my animals is just a different culture, that I'm not an outcast and I'm not doing anything wrong. I was just hanging with the wrong crowd.
Yeah, it was, man, excuse me. Yeah, I mean, anybody that tells you not to handle your snakes, if they're non-venomous, that's how that's enrichment for them. You've got to handle them. You got to be able to take them out of the enclosures. You got to be able to clean them. And if you can't get the snake comfortable with you so that handling doesn't stress them out, then they're just not going to have a happy life. So, that's, I don't know who would have told you not to handle them, but yeah, they were really.
Oh, everybody, it's just a common knowledge.
Nah, not with most people. It's, it might have been common in their particular circle, but I mean, you're proof positive.
Okay, I'm sorry. Let me say that in the group of people who are the top emerald knowledgeable breeders, do not agree with handling these animals and speak against it plainly. And just, you know, that's just how they feel.
Right.
So it really is a regular thing that these animals are to be seen and not touched. You never even heard that?
No.
Wow.
No, I haven't.
That's so beautiful.
Of course, I don't run in too many breeder circles, so
yeah.
So I haven't heard that.
Well, I don't find it to be true.
No, it's really not. I mean,
They're
people
just regular snakes.
have different opinions. They're going to do things different ways, however they're comfortable with and whatnot. But I really think with emerald tree boas, man, just like it is with retics or, any of the other snakes that may get a bad reputation, is people just get it stuck in their head that, this particular species is a bad species. It'll hurt you. It's angry. It's touchy. This one's got really big teeth. It'll hurt you. This one's really heavy and strong. It'll hurt you. But anybody that works with handling on these guys, we all have similar experiences across species. If you work with the animals and you get them comfortable with you, regardless of what color they are, how big their teeth are, they tend to live a happier life, I think.
I think so too. I think they're happier.
Yeah. I mean, like if I left this big oaf in his enclosure and I never took him out and let him do this to me, then he'd be less happy. Oh, yeah. And I think they just get that way, and they get that reputation of being display animals because, like I said, people are just overly cautious about handling them. Come on, bud. Go back in the box. Let go of my leg. Please.
Please.
This guy, I don't know if you can see him on the camera or not. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, this is a snake's personality. Like every day.
Oh, why does he have to go back? He doesn't want to.
He does not want to go back, but you got to go back because you're starting to get too rambunctious. Come on. Yeah, I can only spend so long on here with him wrapped around my neck. I'm gonna have
I think that's a lot of work.
I'm gonna have a million comments down there. You're not supposed to let that snake around your neck.
Is that really what it is? You're not supposed to do that?
No. I mean, there was a guy actually. We had a fatality in Pennsylvania last year, I think it was, because somebody had a rescued retic. I think it was like an 18-foot snake or something like that, and it ended up getting around his neck, and he was handling it by himself. Yeah, you don't. Typically, you want to make sure you've got one shoulder free. But like I said, with him, with his head that close, trying to keep him on camera. Where you got to throw the disclaimer out there saying, don't put the snake around your neck like that.
There is definitely something to be said to interacting with the exact animal for more than half a decade to get to know each other. Yeah.
And it's the enrichment value for him, I think, is really strong because he's one of the snakes. So when I go in to clean his enclosure, I can spot clean. I never have to take him out if I don't need to. Change his water out, spot clean, whatever. He'll just sit there and look at me, hang his head out a little bit. Such a great boy. See, and I know I got way far behind on the here, so I'm trying to catch back up. Tara was asking if I was going to talk about USARK tonight. I am. I was actually in the process of trying to pull that up when Apollo decided he didn't want me to do anything except pay attention to him. One of the reasons why Apollo went back in the box.
Oh, poor Apollo.
Yeah. Oh, he'll be fine. There's more attention where that came from. Let's see. There's a couple other ones. Megan finally became Patreon member. Awesome.
Yay, congratulations.
Goodness. We're going to be really good to see you when we wrap up here in about 20-ish, 30 minutes or so or something like that. Then I'll make sure I get the links out to everybody. for that. For those of you guys that don't know, for all the contributing Patreon members, we do a Zoom meetup call after the live streams. For those of you guys that have been watching live streams for a while, you know we used to do these things for like 3 hours at a time. Because once we get on here and get to talking, it just never ran out of things to talk about. But since then, we started doing the Patreon Zoom calls afterwards. So if you want to jump on, support the channel on the Patreon page, any contributing tier member, we shoot out a link for the Zoom calls, and we can all sit on there and show off our animals and chat, ask questions, answer questions, all that neat stuff. So yeah, Megan, it's awesome to have you on board. It would be good to see you here in a little bit.
Hey, I've never seen your mom on a Zoom call. What's up with that?
I don't know.
Huh? Maybe she'll come tonight.
She's not big on camera. I think she's been on maybe one at some point or something.
She could turn her camera off and just be on audio.
Mm-hmm. You know, I was looking at Megan's profile picture with the horse, and that's one of the things that I'm thinking about doing out here is going to the equine facilities and offering photography packages out there.
Anywhere you offer it.
Yep. Get some really good, action photos, folks jumping, dressage, and all that other stuff. And that might be something we start doing here as well. Plus, it'd give me background horse people, and I like my horses.
Yeah, you have a good background with it. I think that would be great.
Yeah, it'd be a lot of fun. Oh, okay. I am so far behind now. Where are we at? Yannick. Hey, happy Saturday, sir. Good to see you. Nicole says, we love you, Amy. You work with these beautiful animals.
Thank you. Thank you. They're so mesmerizing. I could just, I do watch them all day, and now I got a whole bunch of other people hooked on watching them do absolutely nothing all day. Like that little baby, he's on 24/7 live feed, and every time he moves, everybody's like, oh, he moved, he yawned. It's so cute. So yes, I do share that feeling that they're so beautiful.
Yeah, I came on and I see that pop up periodically, which is really cool.
Yeah, sometimes I'll screen record a good movie, fast forward it, and put it on Facebook. Because I know I have a lot of friends who probably have never even been on YouTube before, but now that it's getting more common with all ages.
Yeah. As Rachel was saying, she's like, she knows a boa breeder. It's really against handling his breeder animals. He says meaner snakes make better breeders. Yeah, so I don't know.
Well, I'm never going to find that out firsthand. I can tell you that.
I don't know. He can say meaner snakes make better breeders, but the ones that were out on our Patreon last week breeding in your hand didn't look very mean to me, and they looked like they were going to breed just fine.
Yeah.
Some of the old heads may have some opinions that we don't agree with, but it's what it is.
But we wouldn't be where we are today without them. So they did their research on what works for them, and they stand by it strong. And we just introduced new things that we want to try. It may or may not work, but we're not hurting animals. So let us try it. Let's have our science.
Absolutely.
Don't hate us if we want to do science on love. We want to do love science.
That Megan was saying she can't wait for the Zoom call. She loves the community. It's so level-headed and welcoming. That's the goal. That is definitely the goal. We try and keep it as level-headed as possible. And it's kind of funny too, because in the whole 3 years that we've been doing this, I've only had to kick one person out of a chat. Yeah,
you mentioned that before. Are you willing to expand on that, or is it private?
No, that's the only thing. There's only been one person in the chat that I've had to ban for being disruptive or rude and stuff like that. One in 3 years. So It's really cool because the folks here, just good people all the way around, and it just attracts good people to it. Absolutely love it. Alpha Zero, I haven't seen you before. Welcome.
Welcome, Alpha Zero.
From Finland.
Oh, AO, that's the one I just said goat, wasn't it?
No.
AO was actually the name of a movie.
No, Alpha Zero is this guy. The other guy was a different guy that said that.
Oh.
Yeah, this is a different guy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, right.
Also, just turned my phone on. Wouldn't it be funny if you started swiping? Nobody would believe they were smart. They would say they're not smart. They are smart.
Okay, now I just said that, and just out of the blue, we had somebody else pop up. So whoever this Alpha Zero guy is, if you're going to come in here and troll, saying that our snakes are going to eat us, then you're going to go away.
That's what he said?
Yeah, said it'll eat you, by the way. If you want to be cool and you want to learn some stuff and hang out, absolutely. If you're going to troll, then I'll just kick you out. So. Hey, Nameless Major. Good to see you, man.
You're not going to eat nobody. So can I say stuff while you're doing that? I don't really know what to do. Like I want to say stuff, and then I don't know if you're about to say something.
Yeah, let me hit one thing really quick because like I said, if we're gonna have folks in that have questions, like this gentleman does. Alpha, something that you need to understand is it appears you don't have a whole lot of experience working with these animals. And in an environment like this, where there's a bunch of different people who have kept these animals for years, know them intimately, know their behavior, know what they're like in the wild and in captivity, it's best to come in and watch how we actually interact with them, see how they actually behave, learn what we can actually teach you about these animals, instead of just making claims based on myths and things that aren't really based in reality because people are just too afraid of these animals to learn about them. So yeah, the animal doesn't have a large brain, and it does think about a lot more than just food. All of my animals will think about food at times, but they think about a whole lot of other stuff too. That's how we can interact with them safely. So
yes, my animals think about getting up on those vines. They think about getting in the rain chamber. They think about all the things they can explore. They think about a lot of things other than just food.
Right. So, yeah.
And they have
the larger snakes, like the retics and things like that, incredibly intelligent animals. Incredibly intelligent. Let's see.
And besides, I personally believe the brain is just an antenna, and the real smarts and all that stuff are in the gut. So just because you have a little brain, you can have a really good antenna that's small. So.
Hey, King Rex, good to see you.
He's really smart.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, there's a lot more to him than... Okay, dude. This is getting old really quick. I've got a 17-foot retic downstairs right now that I can bring up here, and that snake is not going to eat me. I could have a 50-pound child in this room handling that snake, and it's not going to eat me. So please, if you want to come in and say Facebook forum stuff and blow up the chat, then go into a Facebook forum and do that and let the moderators block you there. I'm not going to entertain anymore this part of the conversation with you. So you can hang out. If I keep scrolling down here and keep seeing this stuff.
Wait, can I answer a question? He's getting so much attention.
Well, he's getting attention because I want to address it, because we really
Okay.
rarely get people come in, and I want to give everybody a chance to understand, what we're here for and what we're all about, and make sure that I don't just tag somebody as a troll and block them without giving them a fair chance to show rationality. So. So yeah. But anyway.
10,000 euros to get in a cage with an anaconda. Hell yeah, I'll go in with 10 anacondas.
Okay.
All right, can I
You're more than welcome to put your money where your mouth is. I will go get in a cage with any anaconda right now for 10,000.
I'll go catch the anacondas to put in the cage with us, with my hands.
Feel free. I will. You can go ahead and hit me up on Messenger. You put an anaconda in a cage big enough to accommodate both of us, and I'll go jump in it.
Yes. If you pay the trip to Suriname, I'll catch the anacondas. My friends will build the cage, and we'll leave the money there with them to make our camp better.
Right? Exactly.
All right. So can I answer 2 questions that I saw on here?
Yeah, absolutely.
Hey, okay, King Rex. Have you noticed any difference between the Amazon basin versus the northern? And I don't know if you were on here when I mentioned it earlier, but it's never can be said enough. And that's the fact that the northern and the basin, in my experience, that I have with 25 wild northerns and 7 basin emeralds, is that their dispositions are identical. Once they're treated a certain way with love and respect and shown things that they would be interested to explore, their demeanor is identical. And I hope nobody will shy away from adopting a beautiful northern because they think it's mean. It's not mean. Just get with me, and I'm happy to make videos and work with you to help your animal be just like this. All right, one more question. Yeah. Someone else asked how to take. I'm sorry, I don't have my glasses. I'm late to the party. I want to know, how can someone like me go on one of those rescue trips with Amy next year? Well, I'll tell you guys, I go on those trips about 4 times a year. So when I go on a trip, it's because somebody's like, hey, I want to go on a trip, and I go. So I can go anytime. You just say when. I don't put big trips together because it's a big hassle, and I'm not in it for the money. I'm just going to go along, and I just love to go. Right. So if anybody really wants to take one of those trips, tell me. But what you guys could do is talk Tim into putting together a trip for a small group of people, and we all go together, and I'll guide you guys.
That would make a really good video series.
Yep. So
it really would.
Think about that, folks.
that would be a really good one.
Yeah, I would love that, man. Mm-hmm. It's so beautiful out there. I just love to share it. It's amazing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it would be great to be able to go out there and just like you guys was doing, finding a place where they're in danger of, getting ready to level a section of forest or something down there, and just go out, grab them all up and move them. And yeah, for those of you guys that didn't catch the other video or don't really know what we're talking about, Amy would go down to the Amazon and they'll do emerald tree boa hunts. But instead of, capturing them and selling them or whatever case may be, they look for places where they're in danger of being hunted or, habitat destruction, stuff like that. They capture them and then they relocate them to another place where they're going to be safer, where the habitat's not in danger of being destroyed and stuff like that. Move them out of the way of the hunter. She actually will go, and to the people, the hunters that capture them and sell them to the exporters, she'll go and jump in there really quick and buy them all up, and then just take them over and release them. So, which is really cool, and that's definitely walking the walk. If we all did stuff like that, it's just really cool.
And a lot of people don't know where Suriname is, but it's on the very northern tip of South America, the northeastern tip, by Guyana, between Guyana and French Guyana. It's a very small country. It's the most lush forest of all rainforests on the planet. On the planet, well, I'm sure the planets. I'm sure multiple planets don't have rainforests, but it's just a beautiful place. And a real plus for us is that they speak English there. Their native language is Dutch, but everybody speaks English. So even when you're in the deepest forest and you're just talking to some miners, you get to miners as in like, logging or gravel mines.
Right.
You're talking to the miners, you get to have a full conversation and actually learn things about people. Like where I travel to Brazil and Peru and Colombia, and I can only talk to so many people because I don't have good Spanish, and a lot of people don't know English. So one of the great things about my trips are the people that you get to meet, and you actually get to talk and communicate with everybody freely. They know our nursery rhymes and songs and sense of humor. It's just like, I swear I feel when I go there like I'm with my cousins.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's really cool. I mean, I've been in countries where a lot of people spoke English, but not everybody did, and it's tricky trying to communicate across those language barriers. But it can be done.
Oh yeah,
it was
I
in
certainly have.
a quick story about that. It was in Bosnia, and sitting across the street, and I had the Humvees parked over here, and there was kind of a big ranch style house right across the street, and they had a little covered porch out there, and I seen a guy in his late 30s, early 40s, an older guy, and they're just sitting there at the table with a bottle of Jägermeister in front of them. And of course, I'm a soldier over there, so I'm in uniform. I kind of stand out. But he waves me over and offers me a chair. I sit down. He calls his wife over, has her bring another glass over, ultimately another bottle of Jägermeister, because we went through that one pretty quick. Introduced me to his father-in-law, his wife. I think there was a kid out there that he showed me, and he took me in and gave me a tour of his house and his business. They were all connected. Showed me the gym that he had and all this stuff, and it showed me his storefront that was attached to it. I didn't speak any Serbo-Croatian. He didn't speak any English, and we sat there and drank a bottle and a half of Jägermeister, laughing our asses off, and get a whole tour of his house. Never understanding a word either one said. So it was just it was weird. I think that's might be a magical power of Jaeger. Maybe after enough of that, it just doesn't matter anymore. But Jeremy Wilcox made it in. Good to see you. Jeremy just took your Nile monitor not too long ago, and he's been acing it with that girl. Yeah. They actually, it was a really cool story. They it wasn't cool that somebody had released it or it escaped. It was clearly a pet, because this is in southern Indiana, I think it was. But they had to go out with a fire hose and flush this thing out of a drainage pipe. And he took it in. Ultimately, ended up giving it a room in his house and getting him all set up. So, but yeah, it seems like he's doing really good. Oh, yeah. I know I'm getting way far behind on this stuff again. All right. And for those of you guys that are just kind of hanging out for the first time, I know I kind of go radio silent here and there, but I try to catch all of the comments and catch any of the questions and stuff like that as they come through. So we're all caught up. Cool. Awesome. Okay. So I do have to do my USARK segment. There we go. Yep. Southern Indiana. Jeremy says, yep, he's in southern Indiana. She's a riot, like keeping an adrenaline junkie toddler. They are a lot of fun. Let's see. Okay, where is my... Hey!
Yes, King of Reptiles, get your passport.
Thank you so much. She says, hit the like button. Yeah, absolutely. We got to get the like button hit.
Oh, King Rex. I'm actually looking at a herp trip to Cuba too. Dave wants to do a herp trip to Cuba, which sounds cool, but I'm not really into herping unless it's emeralds. But the cool thing is I'm big into scuba diving, and I've always wanted to dive Cuba. So I might be in Cuba at some point too.
Oh, cool. Yeah. I kind of kicking myself because when I was in Croatia, we was trying to figure out what to do with some time off. And we pretty much had the options that we was looking at of going, getting a scuba or climbing a mountain. And we opted to climb a mountain instead of doing a scuba. So
if we had 4 people to take my trip, we could do it for about $2,500 each. That does not include the plane ticket, which is usually about $1,000. So it would be about $3,500 each for 4 people. And the more people you have, it could go down a little bit, but not split, because then I have to hire more people on the other end. So,
right.
So about $3,500 a person for 4 people, say.
What do you have to hire the folks for? What do the folks do that you hire for those?
It just depends. Like if I'm just, for example, when I took Bob the first time, I hired my 2 regular guys. I take 2 guys that drive the boat and fish and hunt and are experts at finding emeralds. Mm-hmm. That's what they've done their whole lives. Right. And then when I took Bob, I hired a cook. And then I took 2 girls, I hired a cook. So my first trips, it was just me. And it was just me and the 2 guys. Right. And then as I started taking more people, I hired a cook. But then if I'm going to take 4 people, then I need to hire 2 cooks and a 3rd guy to clean and hunt and do stuff while our other guys do things. Right. And then also there are other things we can do. For example, when I took Dave and Bob, Dave Kaufman and Bob Bledsoe, I did a lot of extra stuff. And, they did have to.
We lost your audio.
I lost my audio?
No, now it's back. Yeah, you lost it for a couple seconds. It's back now.
I just paid some extra money to hire somebody to take us herping through a big, long road instead of just taking the boat. Just different things. And then Dave has that cooking channel. So I did hire my 2 girlfriends who are cooks in their village to do all extra stuff for his videos. So, I could pretty much hire people to do anything. All my friends would love to be part. Whatever they could do, they would be in.
Oh, cool.
And I'm creative. So it's fun to think of different things to add to the trips when we have extra money.
Yeah. It's really cool.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to hit the USARK thing really quick because for all of you guys that are with us every Saturday, you know that we talk about this every Saturday. For those of you guys that may be new here, I need to share this screen real quick. Where are we at? Tonight. And my camera's in the way. There we go. All right. So for those of you guys that are new and for those of you guys that aren't already USARK members, USARK is the organization that helps us keep our animals. That they're the only organization that does as much as they do in finding bad laws, bad animal bans, stopping bad regulations, and so forth. And they do that by putting the effort forth to find it. They go through all the legislation that gets put out. They find all of the stuff that's hidden in all these hundreds of pages of documents, find out what it actually means. They kind of translate the legalese, find out what its impact is, and then they come here to their website. They summarize that in a way that laymen's like myself, who didn't go to law school, can understand, and make suggestions about what we do to fight it. They also have lobbyists and lawyers that go down to state legislators and wildlife commissions, things of that nature, to actually impact and speak on behalf of reptile keepers. So, and this is extremely important, especially with, the large amount of dumbassery that we've had to experience over the last few years with, it's like we talked about, somebody getting killed by their retic up in PA. And then we've got goofball down South Carolina here not too long ago. I mean, that little bit of bad press goes a long ways towards making all reptile keepers not look too good. So not only do we got to be doing everything that we can to mitigate that stuff and kind of help keep our own community in check, when somebody wants to start passing bans, we really need to support USARK. You can go through here on your home screen. All of the recent alerts will be right here. Anything that's pending. We've got the diamondback terrapin stuff. I want to say this is down in Florida. I just read through that a little bit the other day. And I'm not 100% sure, but anything that I say, go on here into the USARK page and verify it. There's some federal herp and fish regulations that they're looking at right now. There's actually another one. That might be it. I know there's one where they're talking about having all herps fall under an existing set of animal regulations. So it's all stuff that we really need to be paying close attention to. So if you're not already a member, go to the homepage, hit the memberships tab, go down here. Most people I know jump onto a bronze membership. We get the numbers up, we get some activity, do what you can financially. I know we're all at different levels and so forth, but if we can keep animals and we can afford to feed them and heat them and change their substrate, then we can afford to have a USARK membership and collectively do our part to make sure that we're maintaining our rights to keep these guys. So there's my USARK soapbox. If you're not already a member, go become a member. If you've never heard of them before, if you've got questions, if you don't know if they're legit, if you've heard something, by all means, message me, hit me up. I'll answer any questions that you've got about it. And if I cannot answer them, I will find the answer for it and get it to you, because it's very important that we stand behind those guys. So that's it.
Very good.
We got a couple latecomers here. Let me see. No, where we at? We're at Enter the Dragon's Lair. He was asking if they've got rock iguanas in Cuba. I don't know.
I don't know.
No, that's a good question.
Can I say something real quick about USARK?
Yeah.
You guys can see this beautiful sculpture behind me. It's a 6-foot tree. You can only see a little bit of it. Mm-hmm. And it is a beautiful sculpture done by Ron Rundo. And Ron Rundo creates snakescapes, which are special sculptures just for these arboreal animals. He's a real big name, and keepers. A lot of keepers have his art in their enclosures. And he's my neighbor, and we're very good friends. And he's coming to Tinley with us next month, and he has created a really nice insert sculpture for the tubs that everybody uses. And we're going to be donating one of those at the auction for USARK.
Oh, cool.
So if you're at Tinley, come and see us. What was that?
What's his name again?
Ron Rundo. I'm about to post something on my Facebook. We just filmed a little thing for it yesterday, and I just need to get the video up, and I'll be posting it, and you can share it if you want to.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I was just looking him up really quick.
Yeah, Ron Rundo. He's a great artist, but just the past years he started doing well enough with his snakescapes that's all he does now. Really? Nice. Mm-hmm.
That's awesome. Yeah, I'll definitely look his stuff up. If that's all he does now, I'm sure we could certainly find some folks that would be able to throw some business his way.
Nice. Very nice.
I'm quite certain.
Yeah, we have a team together. We're looking to start using a whole team soon because it's just getting too much work for one person. So.
Right. Oh, cool.
Yeah. That's awesome. But we're trying, like right now he has a huge 8-piece thing he's got commissioned from Paris, and he's sending it there. But I would really like to work toward doing some smaller pieces like the inserts and things so that more animals can get to enjoy them, not just the really elite animals.
Right. Yeah, absolutely.
So we're trying to make some affordable stuff that more people would be able to use.
Right. Yeah, because it can be really daunting trying to put some of these enclosures together, because like anything that you buy from the box stores is just so out there expensive, so overpriced and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
It'd be really good to get some. Of course, coming from an individual artist, it's not going to be cheap.
Yeah, it's still, the price is still higher. It is really nice art, but
right.
At least if we were making smaller
pieces, what you pay
pieces,
for there, and you're not going to PetSmart trying to find something, you know.
right?
So that's a big difference. So,
Yes.
cool. See, Deborah made it. Deborah Toops, good to see ya.
Greetings, Deborah.
See, Leo, good to see ya. We are coming on to the last couple minutes here. I actually got my notification that the Patreon chat's going to start in 5 minutes, but I think it's going to start a little bit later than that, because I'm going to need to take a couple minutes and go refresh my coffee and all that cool stuff. Where we at? Yeah, and we're all caught up on all the comments. That's awesome. Perfect
That's
time.
when you said that, and I found 3 comments I wanted to respond to. So I need to be looking too.
Yeah, if you see anything else that you want to hit really quick before we call
But I
it.
know it's over, so.
If it's really, really important, then it can jump into the Patreon and we can all catch up there. Your snake's making sure you don't miss nothing. Your snake's reading everybody's comments right now. So
yeah, he was flipping them upward.
Oh yeah. Thank you, Erica.
Thank you, Southern Sam.
I will send the Zoom link because I haven't done that yet.
Well, I had a bunch of kids over to my house today, playing with my iguana and feeding her, and the tortoises and the king snake, and just having fun upstairs with all the animals because my jungle room is in healing right now.
Yeah.
And the first whole 10 minutes of the video, my microphone was on mute. Thanks to Erica, she saved at least the last hour of it.
Yeah, I guess I kind of forgot. I know Amy and I was talking about this before we actually came on the live, but I was out today just chin deep in briars and wait a minute vines and thorns, and soaked from head to toe from doing a couple stream crossings and trolling through the woods trying to get to this one particular bald eagle feeding spot that I was out taking photographs at today. So yeah, I got back here a couple hours before the live stream and I was about ready to just fall over. I was beat.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, for everybody on the Patreon, I sent the link out and we're good to go. So it was great to have you on, Amy.
Thank you. I put Zaltus back. He wanted to go home now. He did so good. Yes, thank you guys. It was so nice to be here, and I look forward to spending time with you guys again soon.
Absolutely. Well, you guys have an outstanding night. And for those of you coming over to the Patreon Zoom, we'll see you there in a few minutes.
See you soon.
We'll see you guys at the very latest next Saturday, but I do want to get another video out this week. I'm not entirely sure which one it'll be, but it'll be something for sure.
We want the video of the pants when it ripped, that whole video in slow motion.
There was so many rips on there. That'd be an hour-long video. I came home, emptied out my pockets, and threw them away because pockets were shredded on them. The whole front leg was ripped up because this whole side of this river right here was nothing but huge briars and big vines or thorns. And I had to go in and literally make me a deer den in there so that I could, get all that stuff pushed away and have enough room to sit, stand, do all that stuff, and be able to view the river so I can catch these eagles when they come down and start grabbing fish out of it. So yeah, they're toast.
Oh, I don't think you told them, just really quick before you go, about how you just had to watch the birds and enjoy watching them because you didn't have a camera. Something about that moment because you didn't have your stuff ready.
Yeah,
I like that moment.
Well, there was these two. as I was coming back and I was scouting along the river, trying to find the spot where I'd have a good view, I'm coming back and I'm watching these 2 adult bald eagles dancing in the air above the river. And I didn't think they were going to cross over. I didn't have my camera ready. I was sweating head to toe. And so I didn't even bother getting my camera ready. And I should have, because as soon as that thought crossed my mind, they both came over and they're like playing footsies in the air right over my head and then going off over the tree line. I would have had some fantastic pictures from really like right on top of these 2 adult bald eagles. But
I really appreciated the fact that you knew you didn't have enough time to react to get your camera out. So instead of trying to do it, you just enjoyed the moment and watched it, because it would have been so easy to try to grab that camera and miss the whole thing. So I'm glad you got to see it.
Right.
Thank you for sharing it. Now we got to see it too.
That's a catch-22 about doing that stuff, because it's really, you got technical stuff going through your head when you're trying to capture it all on film. But if you're not ready and you know you can't get it, you just get to sit back and go, wow, that was just really cool. So,
all right, Tim, well, you said we were getting out of here and getting on that Zoom call, but you just keep talking. So we gotta all right, we'll see you guys. We'll be on Zoom in just a minute. Thanks, Tim.
Have a good one, guys.